What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Slackers, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone Is Here tournament. So if you haven't seen it before, very simple stuff. 100 characters thrown into a tournament each day on the channel. I upload one of the matches from the tournament. I'll talk about both the characters that happen to be in the matchup for the day. Maybe go over like a couple facts about the character. Maybe a little mini moveset pool for how they might potentially work. Whatever it might be. And then, then we'll vote for one of the two characters down in the comment section. But as you know by now, voting's a part of the overall rules. So here's the rest of the rules on screen. All right, rule number 1. Yes, this is for fun. And why is that a rule? It's just for you guys to keep in mind, hey, this is just kind of laid back, kind of relaxed sort of thing. Always vote this way. Vote for who you personally would rather have as a DLC character in Smash Bros. Overall. Not necessarily who's more likely, but vote for who you personally want. That's how I want you to vote. All right, simple there. You do only get one vote per person, though. How do you vote? Down in the comments, simply type the name of the character you are voting for the day. Simple stuff. And then, you are allowed to vote for both by simply typing the word both. If you really like both the characters, or you're having a difficult time deciding who to vote for, yeah, you can vote both. All is good. But rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. And then once we get to the results, to determine the winner and loser for each individual match. If there happens to be a tie in the voting, well, we're just going to flip a coin on camera. It's the fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup voting-wise only lasts for just 1 week. So you got 7 days to get your votes in once the matchup goes live. If your votes come in after that, well, obviously they're not going to count because the match will have been over by then. But anyway, those are the rules. So let's jump into the rest of the match and the video for the day, shall we? All right, so let's go over the results real quick from last Friday, which happened to be Edelgard from Fire Emblem Three Houses, and her opponent was Shovel Knight from, well, Shovel Knight, the assist trophy. Yeah, that guy. Overall, not really a close one. Quite a bit of people, not everybody, but there's quite a bit of people that when they were voting, they were like, yeah, no more Fire Emblem, and well, you can't blame them. Fire Emblem does have a lot of reps, even if there are echoes or clones or semi-echoes, whatever you want to call them. Even still, that's a lot of representation. But Shovel Knight ended up winning this one, 34 votes to 21 votes. I mean, yeah, 13 votes is semi-close, but still not close enough. So Shovel Knight, congrats, moves on to the next round. Gets at least one more match because Shovel Knight already has 1 loss. 1 more and he's done. And speaking of losses, Edelgard now has her 2nd loss, and she is booted from the tournament. So sorry to Edelgard, but hey, it happens, right? So let's just move on straight to the match for the day, which is a sort of a strange one. All right. So the matchup for the day, we have Nintendo character Ninten from the Earthbound Mother series, whatever you prefer to call it. But Ninten's opponent is it Hatsune or is it Hatsune? I think it might be Hatsune Miku from the Hatsune Miku games, Project Diva. So, I think that's where we start, right? I'm pretty sure it's Hatsune Miku. So I'll call her Miku. How about that? So, Miku, who is she? She's a very interesting. Some people don't even consider her a video game character. I kind of do. She's sort of, I don't want to say she's like, I mean, maybe you could put a good way to put it is she's kind of like a grayish sort of character. I mean, she's appeared in numerous video games, and by the way, she has appeared on Nintendo consoles before. I believe for sure the 3DS, and I believe the Nintendo Switch as well. Wasn't Project Diva? I'm pretty sure that's on the Switch. So she's been on Nintendo consoles already. So if that's still something that you consider to be a factor for a character getting into Smash Bros, box checked. Or I should say, imaginary box checked. But so Hatsune Miku. So her game is all about, like, she's like this vocal, like, she's like a singer sort of character. And that could be an interesting moveset for a character, right? I mean, sure, we have Jigglypuff with Sing, and do we have anybody else on the roster? I got Smash on. I don't really think we have any other really... Yeah, we don't really have any musical characters. And right there, that's unique enough for the roster. point I always will say and will say in the future, if you can bring something unique to Smash Bros, I think it can help your chances stand out a bit better. When we look at the roster and we look at play styles and just characters and gaming worlds that all come together, diversity is definitely a good thing, because we don't necessarily, a lot of the fan base, maybe not a lot, but a good part of the fan base doesn't want another sword fighter, another anime fighter, another RPG character. We want something different, and that's where Miku comes in. Her potential moveset would revolve around like a music style kind of a moveset. So, just things off the top of my head. How about you could use the sing ability, but instead of like how Jigglypuff sing work, instead of just like the couple circles with the music notes, maybe these are actual like music notes that like flow in like a vertical line, across the stage. It'll have a decent reach, so it's kind of like a projectile in a way. But yeah, you sing in a bunch of notes. Maybe it's just a bunch of random music notes that come flying out, and it would end up hitting an opponent or whatever. That could be kind of interesting. I think you could get a lot of different sort of kicks in, like flip kicks could potentially work. I'm trying to think what else could work for it. Maybe like, this is gonna sound a little weird. If you don't know the character, then you'll just have to trust me, I guess. But she's kind of got like these like, sweets, kind of like food or whatever. So like strawberries and cupcakes, stuff like that. Potentially you could get like that. I don't know how to use that in a moveset necessarily, but throw sweets into the moveset. I don't know if you throw the food. I don't know if you drop like a giant cupcake on somebody for like a side special or a smash attack or something like that. Let's see. I think she does have, doesn't she have a baseball bat? I'm pretty sure. So you could use that as a smash attack. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a grab attack and you just bat somebody forwards, whatever that might be. She's got the megaphone. You could use that. You could throw the megaphone. I don't know. That's just something. But a music-based moveset overall. Different, unique enough to where it sets you apart, to where it goes, all right, I'm willing to give that a chance. And again, something I will always say, if your character can bring something different to the roster that we don't really have, or we have a very small amount or small, whatever it might be, I'm more than willing, well, there's Ninten, but I'm more than willing to give a character like that a chance if you happen to get into the game. It's not something that I'm going to personally go, nope, don't like the character. I don't know who the character is. I'm not going to like the character, so not going to try it. Nah. If you're in the game, I'm going to try the character. I'm going to see if I like the playstyle before I make an ultimate decision. And I think that's how characters should be kind of viewed going forward. But anyway, that's kind of how I guess she could kind of work. But let's talk about her opponent, who peeked his head in a little bit earlier, Ninten. So Ninten, obviously I guess the fairest way to put Ninten is he's pretty much, he just works as an Echo Fighter, right? He's just perfect, right? And I guess you could give him the Ness Lucas differentiation, a couple different moves here and there, but ultimately psychic sort of powers, and they'll share similarities. Moveset, or not moveset, sorry, but hitbox, frame, running animation, that sort of stuff is going to be the same. So maybe that could be a point in favor for Ninten if you already have a base model to work off of from developer standpoint. If you got something to work off of, it's like, cool, it's right here. We can just skip a few steps and we're already ahead of pace. So for development time, it could make sense, but you got to look at it like the Earthbound series is, look, it's dead, right? It's dead in the water. It's not doing anything unless how about this for a theory? The Sans costume, right? The Sans Me costume came into Smash Bros. Back in, what was that, September? Wow, is it already September? That was a long time ago. But we got that, and Toby Fox works on the Undertale and the Megalovania remix, and he did all this. What if, when they were negotiating, to get the Sans Me costume into Smash Bros., what if Sakurai, or maybe even Nintendo themselves, went up to Toby and said, hey, would you be interested in rebooting or making a sequel to, the Mother Earthbound series? Would you be interested in that? So maybe they could use that as a tie-in, potentially. You know, I guess that could be a way to look at it. Again, I'm just rambling off the top of my head on that one. But, you know, you never know how one thing could lead to another. You never know, which is always awesome. But, yeah, Ninten, again, perfect Echo Fighter of, well, Ness. He looks just like him. It's just, there's so much simple there. But as a character, he doesn't scream DLC by any means, right? I don't think so. The only way I could see him screaming DLC is if Nintendo goes, hey, how about a free Echo Fighter? Or how about an Echo Fighter pass? Or something like that. Then maybe, but as a bonus or as an additional character that we're getting after the Fighter Pass, no, come on, we'll be honest. He's not even going to be character number 5 in the Fighter Pass. We know that. More than likely. But, yeah, more than likely. If you're going to revisit him next game, that would make much more sense. Doesn't seem like a DLC character, but, yeah, for me, though, I know I said the moveset for Miku would be original to anything that we have on the roster, but I'm going to pass. I guess I'm going to go Ninten, just on the fact that I do like Ness and Lucas's playstyle. They are a couple of my more played characters, so I guess I'm just voting Ninten for this one, I suppose. I don't know how this matchup's going to work. Some people don't view Hatsune Miku as a video game character, so maybe right there it's just going to like turn them off and be like, nope, I can't vote for that. Totally fine. You vote for who you want. But, yeah, for me, Ninten. So let me know who you guys got down in the comments. Ninten or Hatsune Miku or both. Anyway, that is going to be it for this one. So sneak peek for tomorrow. I was about to say sneak peek for today, but that doesn't make sense. Sneak peek for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a good matchup. Actually, the next few days, we got a couple good matches. All right, I'm excited for this. But the matchup for tomorrow. Tails from the Sonic series coming back. We'll see how he bounces back because just had a loss in his last match. But Tails is going to be taking on Generation 8 Pokemon. And that is pretty much any Pokemon for Generation 8 that you might want. Starters, legendaries, random filler Pokemon, whatever it might be. So that should be an interesting match tomorrow. We'll see how that one plays out. And then we'll get the results for Chris Redfield, who is taking on Cuphead. Ooh, that could be an interesting matchup if Cuphead wins. Cuphead against Shovel Knight. Well, that could be fun. But, yeah, we'll see that tomorrow. Anyway, today's today. Today is wrapping up. Hope you guys enjoyed as always. Hopefully, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.